From Patriots Point Soccer Complex in Charleston, South Carolina, a big tilt in Group H of the USL Championship as the Charleston Battery gets set to play host to Atlanta United 2. Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis alongside, getting you set for this one as both teams are warming up and getting prepared for this big tilt. Only 3 points separate these two tonight, so the winner could have the inside track on the USL Championship playoffs. Let's start with our players to watch. Mackie Jope leads the line for Atlanta United 2. 3 goals already this season, Ryan.
Like you said, 3 goals in only 7 appearances this season. Mackie Jope is a force to be reckoned with up top. He came on last time these two teams played, scored a goal in the 60th minute to earn Atlanta a valuable point. But his skill and size is a worrisome for any coach in this league.
Certainly a player that can make an impact up front tonight for Atlanta United 2. Of course, these teams have already met 3 times already this season. Charleston had one of their best performances of the season against Atlanta United 2 in the second meeting, a 3-0 win. That was kind of where they were off and running, and they were able to put some chances away. Haven't really matched that same, I guess, output since, and they're trying to match that tonight. Coach wants a lot of goals at home.
Well, they want some home cooking, exactly like you said. Come home, get some familiarity under your shoes, and try to get that offense flowing, and try to finish off some chances in that box. They have a number of different strikers to choose from. They're just trying to find that one potent forward to finish off those chances.
And they're certainly going to create some chances through Romario Piggott, our player to watch for Charleston tonight. No goals. He seems like he's due, though. 14 shots leads the team.
Romario Piggott comes in from that right-hand side, so he provides service as well. 14 shots is a lot of shots, but you want that sort of adventure from your midfielder. Coach Anhauser speaks highly of him. And by the way, he has a great ability to score or challenge from the air as well. So crosses from the left, he can finish with his head. And as we can see with his shots, he's not shy to try a shot on goal.
Another big game in the USL Championship. This time Group H takes center stage. Charleston and Atlanta United 2. It's coming up next.
With HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
As a child, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give back to the community. Going to college, that's the first step. And the Life Scholarship just opened up doors because you're getting additional funding while I was continuing my education. I saw that there was a need in the community, so I started mentoring students within that community. I feel satisfied when they have that aha moment. It's so cool.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, an open highway completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis back here with you. Charleston and Atlanta United 2 getting set to get underway here in Group H, a critical game. As you see the sun setting there in Charleston, South Carolina. It's about to be nightfall. When the night comes around, that's when the action starts in the USL Championship. Let's get to the starting lineups first for the home side, Charleston Battery. Coach Mike Anhauser has got a strong 11 in there, as always, Ryan. But, of course, we're going to look at Zico Lewis, who's definitely been a big-time player up front for his side so far this season.
Talk about a true number 10. He can score goals and create chances for other players. He has 2 goals and assists already this season. Zico Lewis, their number 10, is where the ball funnels through to create chances in the last third.
Certainly going to be interesting to see if they can finish off those chances that Lewis creates. Obviously, the 2 goals he's already scored been very valuable so far this season for Charleston. Tony Annan's 11 looks like this. And when I first saw you today, Ryan, you were yelling at me, you were screaming, you're like, we got to talk about Caleb Wiley. Well, here's your chance.
Talk about prospect. One of the best prospects in the country, Caleb Wiley, number 30. All right, folks, just last month, the guy was at 15 years old and 206 days old, and he played in a USL match. And then he was the youngest player to complete a 90-minute match on July 29th. So Caleb Wiley, today he plays at left centre-back. It's going to be interesting to see how the number 30 holds up at a tender age of 15 years old. What a start. What a chance for this guy to play.
All right, I'll level with you. Ryan wasn't yelling and screaming at me, but he was pretty excited to talk about Caleb Wiley, and you can see why. One of the youngsters on this very young Atlanta United 2 side that relatively average around 21 years of age. You're looking at average age starting 11s for most of the season. There's been a couple of 20s in there as well, but it's a young side going up against Mike Anhauser's side, looking to keep the distance in this group H. Currently, Charleston Battery are on 8 points. Atlanta United 2 on 5 points, looking for their second win of the season under interim coach Tony Annan, who is looking to continue his strong start since taking over from his academy job. And we're underway in Charleston, South Carolina. Atlanta United 2 and Charleston Battery underway in a big Group H tilt. Early start on this near side. Chance to push the envelope forward, a ball forward onto that far side. Opening seconds here. Shot could come in. It takes a deflection, and it's gobbled up. So early on, Charleston under a little bit of pressure. Atlanta United in their road whites, but the shot goes right to the goalkeeper as Phil Brino gets his first touch.
So even though the results are not there for this Atlanta United 2, with just 1 win from 7 games, or 8 games rather, their style of play is just so interesting. They're very attack-minded, and they play to what they do best. They hold possession for long periods of time, and they are very aggressive, and they're all young enough to try to impress their coach.
Keys to the game, Ryan, you were mentioning the fullbacks from Charleston before we got on and how important it is to consistently have them overlapping.
Well, Coach Anhauser does such a good job having this team prepared defensively. This year, they're trying to create more chances. How are they going to do that? They're going to push up their fullbacks and try to create 2v1 opportunities on the last third, and that's going to create chances for balls coming into the box. That's going to be the key to the game for Charleston, to create chances. Now, for the Atlanta side, they play 3 up top. So once one of those fullbacks overlaps, it already turns into 3 attackers versus 3 defenders. So they're going to try to create some counterattacks once this Charleston team, who's playing the host tonight, is going to try to push forward and create chances.
Mentioned at the top, Charleston's best game, at least from a goal-scoring output, came against Atlanta 2 times ago since they've played them. Of course, a 3-0 victory here at the Patriots Point Complex, Soccer Complex, and since then it's been a bit up and down as far as the goal output is concerned. Mike Anhauser was telling us earlier this week, he expects multiple goals a game when Charleston play at home. He hasn't necessarily gotten that time in and time out, but he's getting an opponent tonight he's been very familiar with. It's the 4th meeting between these two, and so far so good for Charleston. 2 wins and that late equalizer from Cicero that was able to salvage a point the last time these two got together. So certainly those results have been key to keeping them so far, at least for the time being, ahead in the race for that second playoff spot.
Correct, but I think they could actually be in a better spot if they converted their chances. They've only had 7 goals in as many games, and I think they need to create more in that last third, and that's always the trick in soccer. It's the hardest thing to do is score goals, like we talked about before the game. Number 9s don't grow on trees. So young Nicky Daly from Jamaica, he's going to get his chance tonight to try and convert a couple of chances. Let's see if it works out.
Chance here for Atlanta 2. The ball was, at least initially, trying to be pushed out to this near side. Boschti was in the area for Atlanta 2. It's going to go out for a corner kick on the near side.
We talked about Maki Jope before being such a handful in the last third. He's the one who created that corner kick. When he gets the ball, they're going to try to crowd him and corral him. It's up to him to create space for others.
Set piece opportunity early on here for Atlanta United 2. Taken short. Now ball flung into the penalty area, headed away. Headed out only as far as Coleman Gannon will reset. That Goes Will Riley. Far side chance, plenty to aim at in the penalty area. And it comes, and it's flicked on out of play at the last moment. Key intervention there from Jay Bolt, and it's out from another corner.
We're playing this 3-5-2 formation. This left wing back comes around and just whips one in. Here it is. Beautiful cross. All the defenders facing their own net. And in the end, it was an excellent bit of defending by Jay Bolt, the number 2.
Gurr over this for Atlanta 2. This one sent straight into the penalty area, a little far. Flicked on, foul appeal in the box. It's given by the referee, and a chance now for Charleston to clear the lines after some early Atlanta United 2 pressure. Tonight's injury report is presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Certainly a couple of notable ones. If you look at the Charleston side of things, Ibarra not there tonight for them as well. Mason also missing out for the Charleston Battery. And I want to mention this as well, Ryan, a couple of at least unavailable players according to the Atlanta 2 game notes. Well, Gabriel Rosario and Bradley Camden Feo also not available tonight for Atlanta United 2. Interesting to see how that shuffles things around for both sides. But in general, it's just one of those things both coaches, I'm sure, have had to deal with it. It's been a wide-ranging theme in the USL Championship this season, shuffling up of the roster, sometimes even of the 11s as well. Everyone's been dealing with it. I know every coach I've talked to so far this season has just said, you know what, it's the equalizer. Everyone's had to deal with it. Everyone's dealing with it as best they can, and it's great to see. As the shot comes in, and just like that, Atlanta United 2 with a goal that'll take your breath away from Mackie Jope, and the roadside take the lead in the blink of an eye from a sensational left-footed strike.
Well, Mackie Jope has arrived. He's torched them before in the last game. This time from 25 yards out, just looks up, sets himself, puts his laces on the ball. Just take a look at this. Gannon looks in, finds Jope, puts it, laces through it. Bottom corner, 1-0. What a strike by the number 7. Getting his 4th goal for the season. Nothing much the keeper can do there. They just couldn't close him down in time. And the big Senegalese getting that 4th goal, like we said. What a threat to have in the last third. Mackie Jope.
Well, I hate to say this, but I didn't think he was going to take it. That's why I kept going, thinking, you know, maybe he's going to pass this off, but the ambitiousness and the skill pay off for Mackie Jope. We highlighted him at the top. You mentioned how dangerous he can be, Ryan. It pays off there with a goal of the week candidate in the USL Championship.
That goal personifies what this Atlanta United team is. They don't care. They are a young team, and they're coming here to impress their coach and play for the bigger picture to make their first team eventually. And Charleston at home, already on the back foot, courtesy this Atlanta attitude.
There were 2 corners already that were forced from Atlanta United 2's strong start, and then that fantastic goal from Mackie Jope to really liven up the evening here in Charleston. And now we see how the Battery will respond. Down a goal early in such an important game. Obviously, a win for Atlanta 2 puts them level on points. Obviously, there's still a couple of differences as far as games played. Charleston have 2 games in hand regardless of the result tonight. But this could be a big, again, very early on. The goal, though, a good early indication for Tony Annan's side.
Well, anytime 2 teams that close to each other, it's a 6-point swing, Sean. So if Atlanta can win tonight, it's going to make them even on points with them, despite Charleston have that game in hand. But a game in hand means you still have to go out and play it. So points is the way you tally. Points is the way you count it. And if they tie it up tonight, it'll be a huge win for Atlanta. But this Charleston team, it's only 7-8 minutes in. A lot of soccer to play.
Chance maybe here for Charleston to counter here. Ball was played in behind. The target was Daly. Out of play for a throw and going the other way in Atlanta 2's favor.
Well, we see Charleston beating that press down on this left-hand side, and that's what they have to continue to do. Come around the sides and go around the press. And then you're going to find holes like that. Nikki Daly almost latched onto one, but they're going to find room in between the back 3 once they get past the press. By the way, Atlanta playing a 3-5-2 tonight, while Charleston playing a 4-2-3-1 with Zico Lewis sitting behind Nikki Daly.
That was a goal, though, that I don't think in any formation goes in, though, wasn't it? It was just to throw the formations out. That was just pure talent.
That's when Coach Einhauser for Charleston takes his notes and throws it over his shoulder and be like, okay.
That was sensational from Mackie Jope to open the scoring.
That's how important talent is. I mean, you can draw plans as much as you want, but a talented kid like Jope comes into the picture and he just takes hold of that sort of sequence. Goals like that occur.
And that's got to be another thing, confidence as well, to take that on, the confidence in yourself and that ability that you have. He didn't hesitate, and his reward was certainly found. Chance for Charleston on the other end. Shot goes right to the goalkeeper as we get our first look at Zico Lewis, who put that shot on target.
Well, we talk about Zico Lewis being that true number 10. There he was finding the ball in that channel in between the midfield and the defenders, creating some room for himself like we know he can. Just a adventurous effort, but that's the kind of effort you want from the coach, from your player, your number 10. And Coach Einhauser will be encouraged with that.
Yeah, certainly within Zico Lewis's range. Just hit it right at the goalkeeper, Ben Lungard, who has had a pretty solid season so far for Atlanta United. Coming in, 27 saves going into this weekend, leads the league, leads all of the USL Championship. Atlanta 2 on the other end here, searching ball in behind. Did that go out of play? Referee says it did. It's a goal kick.
Well, from one number 10 to another, Amir Bashti coming on that right-hand side. As we take a good look at Phil Brino. But Bashti on this right-hand side with a long cross. He himself is going to try to impose himself on this game and create some inroads for this Atlanta team.
Pretty strong battle of the goalkeepers. Of course, they're not going to be intertwined at all much tonight, but Phil Brino and Ben Lungard, two of the best in the league, no question about that, at least coming into this game tonight. See, Lungard was tested early and felt bad for Phil Brino. Not much he could do with that Mackie Jope strike. Not many goalkeepers on planet Earth are going to save that.
You know, a lot of kids, when they go home, they try to practice free kicks and shots up in the top corners. The hardest thing for a keeper to do is to get down on the ground and save. That was a perfect example of when you strike the ball low and hard is the best way to go. And Mackie Jope is like the poster child right now for shots outside the box with that effort.
And his fourth goal of the season for Atlanta United 2. And that's the difference so far in the early stages. But Charleston are starting to grow into this game. Piggott driving into the penalty area was a good ball in. Not quite clear. Now it is. Only as far as Cicero, who scored the equalizer late on in the 94th minute. Last time these two met. Could be a chance here. The volley is blocked. Second chance blocked as well. Still not quite cleared.
What a great response by Charleston so far.
Cicero. Near side, Nemhard. It's a good ball in, just too far out in front. Looks like it was Robbie Crawford who was the nearest. Crawford now trying to get back onto the ball. Wins his side a free kick on the far side. Good extra effort by the number 6 for Charleston.
I love the pressure by this Charleston team. Once they had Atlanta pinned back, they didn't allow them to get out. There's Gannon being pressed already, and Crawford just cleaning up. And in the end, Gannon had to commit the foul, as Crawford would have got by and have a free look.
So now a set-piece opportunity for Charleston as they're trying to put some of the pressure back on Atlanta 2 and respond to that early Jope goal. A little bit of pushing and shoving in the penalty area.
Well, one of the leaders of this Charleston team is Leland Archer, the number 5, the center back. He's going to try and get his head on this one. Also, Jared Van Schaik. The trees are in the box, and it's up to Zico Lewis and company to pick them out.
Yeah, there was a few extracurriculars off the ball. John Maddow, our center referee, on it. Lewis and Crawford are over it. Crawford plays it short to Lewis. Miss kick, and it's cleared by Atlanta 2.
Well, great effort by Crawford and Lewis. Just Lewis shanked the shot at the end. But you'd love to see those playground sort of ideas when free kicks are in and around the box. Didn't work out that time for Charleston, but the adventure was there.
I always get curious, some of the ones that don't make the cut, those training ground routines, some of the stuff they come up with. I know seeing it, some, from youth players where you see guys running around in a circle and stuff like that. But like you said, so creative. And just not getting enough on the shot.
And to get goals in your last third, if you're not going to shoot it from 25 yards out like Jope, you're going to have to get creative.
Ball played into the penalty area. Didn't look harmful, at least at the beginning. Almost became harmful, but it was cleared away rather easily. And Charleston can restart things through Jared Van Schaik. Captain for Charleston drives forward. Nemhard flicks it into the penalty area, at least near the penalty area.
Oh, beautiful.
Nemhard does well here. Did well to take on two. And it's going to be a corner on the near side. He was able to find a teammate, Angelo Kelly, near the 6-yard line, and Kelly wins a corner.
Well, Kelly coming in from that midfield role, I think he was almost surprised with the amount of room he had. Just couldn't pick out anybody in the box. Good defending in the end by Atlanta, holding their marks. As we see the Jamaican Daly right on top of Ben Lungard.
Crawford was getting ready for it, and again, the intensity of this crucial Group H match continuing to show itself as John Maddow again separating a few inside the penalty area for both sides here. But that's par for the course in these encounters where it's tight in the standings, and both coaches and both teams know head-to-heads tend to really matter at the end of the season, especially when there's 6-pointers like this. That ball was headed out. Lewis tried to send it right back in. It was blocked. And Lewis thinks better of it, and he's pushing it all the way back
Great
to
idea
Brina.
by Lewis. Goalkeepers these days have to be like sweepers, have to use their feet, has to play as that extra defender. Good choice by the number 10. Getting Phil Brino into the play and resetting this Charleston attack.
That's how quickly he can reset. Charleston have numbers if they hurry, but the pass was misplaced, and Patrick Nielsen was there defensively for Atlanta too, and that's going to flick all the way back out for a corner on the far side as Charleston didn't give up on it.
Well, we talked about where the room is if you get past that press. With that back three there, as soon as Zico Lewis, Daly, as well as Piggott push forward, all of a sudden when you get behind that press, it's now 3 versus 3, and that's what Charleston are trying to exploit.
Another corner opportunity here for the home side. It's a pretty good ball in. The flick on, though, slightly off target from Kelly, and it's out for a goal kick. Another good idea from a set piece, though, for Charleston is we've seen a good reaction since the Jope goal went in, haven't we?
The mindset has been fantastic, and you expect that from a Michael and Hauser team. Great pace on the cross by Zico Lewis. Kelly just got too much of his head on it. Only wanted a slight touch there. But like you said, Charleston answering the bell.
Can Atlanta hit back? Jope was outpaced that time defensively by Leland Archer. Not quite cleared all the way here as Atlanta 2 continues to control it. Centering pass to Jope, the other Jope, Adelaide Jope. And Adelaide just as ambitious as Mackie Jope, but this one goes over the bar.
Looks like Jope has lost some sort of tracer or scanner. Here's Jope trying with a right foot this time, while the other Jope scored with a left. Both from Senegal, by the way, the number 7 and the number 5.
Nemhard for Charleston. Charleston can reset again. This is the 4th meeting between these two. Charleston won the first game by a 1-0. They're down a 1-0 here as they try to create a chance here. Kelly. Ball was flicked on, and in the end, Atlanta 2 have enough time there to clear their lines.
That was our first look at the number 13, Sichero, the Venezuelan, for this Charleston team. It's a tall figure, but skillful, very athletic, and huge potential. I'm sure it's a name we'll mention again later on in the broadcast. Someone that Coach Mount Hauser is very excited to talk about.
Another chance here for Charleston. Lovely ball in behind, a lovely cutback as well. Trying to center it. Pass, or shot I should say, was deflected. Follow-up chance is saved. Huge opportunity for the Battery to equalize there, but the shot was just not powerful enough, and Ben Lungard got over there just in time.
Well, that all started with the number 10, Zico Lewis, on that right-hand side. Such nimble footwork. He has lays it back for the number 6, Crawford, and Pigott had a chance at the open net, but it fell on his weaker left foot and just couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. And in the end, an easy save for Ben Lungard.
His weight goes on for his first goal of the season. Mentioned it, 14 shots without a goal for Pigott. And if that's any indication, he is due, as there is a man down here for Atlanta United 2.
Now, Sean, we talked about this condensed season. Even though Atlanta hasn't played in a week, the amount of games they've compiled in a short space of time, as we can see right now, is beginning to take its toll on players, especially in the climate that we have in Charleston tonight. It's well over 70 close to 80 degrees at kickoff. It's not easy to play the up and down soccer in this climate.
Charleston Battery has an entire new line of merchandise for their new era here at Patriots Point. Go to shop.charlestonbattery.com for the latest jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more. It's funny you mentioned that, Ryan, with the temperatures. Coach was telling us earlier this week that this is actually kind of cool for Charleston this time of year. He was saying this has got to be the hottest group in the USL Championship. Everywhere's 90 plus. Everywhere you got to have a backup plan for possible injuries and cramping and things of that nature. That was certainly one of the, just the way he set it up, one of the funniest things we were told, at least I've been told so far in this USL Championship season. But it's also true, obviously, and like we saw there, it's Nielsen who was down. Hopefully he's okay for Atlanta too. But for now, like you said, and Coach Anhauser said it as well, it's about having that backup plan, but also about having depth in the squad as well. And really all the teams in the USL Championship have certainly had to at least address it at one point or another this season as it naturally occurs.
Sean, you talked about depth, and I think the leader of this group, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and this group H, are pulling away because of their depth, their ability to rotate players. Once Coach Collins looks down at his bench, there's not much difference between the bench players and the starters. So as a result, the Rowdies continue to roll on while other teams don't have that luxury.
And it looks like the change will be made. Patrick Nielsen is not fit to continue. Again, we hope he's okay, but he's going to be substituted. Efrain Morales, a new signing actually for Atlanta United 2, is going to come on. Atlanta United 2 might have a chance here off the stoppage. Might come for Jope. Instead, it's cleared as far as Lewis, but Atlanta 2 hold on to that. And they continue to try to, now they try to put the pressure back on, I should say, to the Battery.
Well, one of the great ideas of the USL was to follow suit and to introduce the 5 subs. This is the perfect reason right now. Patrick Nielsen going down just in the 20th minute. But because of the 5 subs, not too much pressure on the coaches and the players as well, knowing that they can just sub out and not put the team in dire straits.
Jope turns, and he runs into a wall in the end. It was Van Schaik defensively. It's a goal kick in the end for Charleston after a good defensive play one-on-one.
Well, we have the young Jope and the experienced Van Schaik, and Van Schaik won the duel at that time. What a plus to have Van Schaik in the back with Leland Archer defending this Charleston goal.
A little bit more on Morales, who just came on. He's a youngster and just signed for the club, 16 years old, a couple of days ago. And he's a homegrown player, is effective, I should say, of the 1st of January 2021, and trained with Manchester United back in January, and could have played in the Under-17 World Cup this summer, though, of course, because of the pandemic, it did not take place. Big chance for Charleston, and thought for a moment that Daly was in behind, but a crucial intervention back there. It was Jadama. It's out for a corner.
His Nemhard overlapping like we talked about before the game. A beautiful dink into Nikkei Daly, but the control just wasn't there. And good defending end by the Mo Jadama, talking about fixtures at the back.
Breaks down in the penalty area. Chance for Atlanta 2 to counter. Might have been a foul there against Charleston. Van Schaik and Jope again tangling up. It's going to go against Van Schaik, the captain.
Well, the veteran in his 6th season with Charleston lets Mr. Jope know he's there. with a tough tackle. No cards given.
Might have been mismeasured there on the searching ball. Coleman Gannon was the target on that far side. Charleston will regain possession. Van Schaik.
Now here's a chance for this Charleston team to really start settling down, possessing this ball, and start dictating the pace of this game. Jay Bolt just got trapped over in the corner there. Good job by Atlanta, but won that foul.
It was Riley there initially. I think he was the one that was penalized in the end, despite being in good defensive position. Nemhard for Battery. Trying to probe and pick through this Atlanta 2 defense. Not successful that time. Jope the target. He was physical going up with it. Referee is actually going to penalize Van Schaik with the booking there. And I think both players were hesitant to get up knowing that they could have been booked. And Van Schaik this time, as those two continue to tangle, is written down into the referee's book.
What a great duel this is turning out to be. Van Schaik, just look at the left arm as he gets beaten, just hooks around Jope and drags him to the ground. Great call by the referee. I'm sure Atlanta would want to have a different color card, but we saw Leland Archer running behind the view, which meant Van Schaik was not the last defender.
Got to look there. Tony Annan took over as the interim head coach on July 27th. Coming up from the academy director's position. She still holds, by the way, since 2016. 20 years of coaching experience at the youth level in Georgia. He is from Newcastle, though. Is he more Newcastle, more Georgian now? Who knows? Probably it's a little bit of a blend now between the two, but he's won 2-1 since taking over, and obviously that one win really has Atlanta 2 back in this hunt for that second playoff spot, and of course he's off to a good start with his 11 tonight.
It's an exciting job controlling this Atlanta United 2 squad, but also a thankless job as well. You're trying to groom young players and have them play aggressively against teams who are matured and in their primes, like this Charleston team. So you don't have much to lose, but losing can also become contagious. And after a while, it can wear on a coach and wear on a squad, even though the objective is to grow these players.
Nemhard tried to use his skill to get past Boschti. Ineffective. He did well defensively, Amir Boschti. I'll quickly throw him back in. Boschti was there again. This is Kelly for the Battery.
Jay Bolt is wide open on that right-hand side.
Good ball in behind here. It could be really nice here from Charleston. That last second Jadama defensive stand, though, crucial. As, again, Piggott, always in the right position, it seems.
But Cicero, his vision may have let him down there. We saw Piggott and Daly. Daly had the more of a clearer avenue into goal. Instead, picked out Piggott instead.
Oh, it was Crawford initially. Boschti put a foot in there defensively. Referee didn't call anything yet. I think he did finally point in the direction of Atlanta United 2. It's a throw-in.
It's one of those things where you have to ask your referee, well, if it's Atlanta United throw-in, that means the defender missed the entire ball and hit the player then, so it needs to be a foul. Is it a throw for Charleston or is it a free kick for Charleston?
Boschti searching for Gannon, finds him. Jope on this near side, the goal scorer.
Oh, great tackle by Van Schaik.
And Van Schaik was there defensively, only as far as Boschti. And it was in from Boschti, and in the end, nobody there in a white shirt.
Just love the attitude of young Mackie Jope, just going at Van Schaik, just taking it to this Charleston defense. But Van Schaik, the rock at the back, sturdy as ever in his challenge. But that's a duel we're going to be looking at all night long. Just 27 minutes in, and those two have been going at it, hammer and thong.
Crawford for the Battery here. And Schaik. Yeah, interesting to see how Van Schaik deals with the rest of this match. On a yellow card, he's going to be in those physical battles Already seen with Mackie Jope, they've been tangling up quite a bit in midfield and in the penalty area as well, on the right side, at least in this first half. It'll switch over in the second half when they'll keep on tangling and trying to out-physical each other. Nemhard will take this for Charleston. Piggott.
Great job by Atlanta, just closing down Piggott. 2 players on his back and corralling him towards the sideline, which turns into a 3rd defender. Just great bit of defending by this ETL team.
Looks like the referee has sent us into our first half hydro break, and boy, Mackie Jope really stole the show early on here for Atlanta United to a fantastic strike from right around 25 yards out to open the scoring for Atlanta United 2. It kind of was an early shock to the system for Charleston, but with enough time, they've been able to really get back into this game. The pressure has sort of shifted, and Atlanta 2 has really done only their best work going forward on the counterattack because of all the pressure that we've seen from Charleston over the last maybe 20 minutes since that opening goal. And I'll say this, it was certainly an opening to remember for Atlanta United 2, but since then, to be fair, Charleston have handled it, and they've been able to get back into this game, but this is how we started things.
Great pass, good look, and look at the shot, low and hard. Kids at home, that's how you shoot from outside. You put all 10 laces on it, it skims across the grass. No chance for Phil Brino. And it's 1-0 to the visitors. The big Senegalese getting on the score sheet. Goal number 4 for the number 7. And Charleston wanted to come forward at the beginning of the game. Now they're down 1-0. It stays the same. They're going to continue to ask questions from the side. They just have to try and get on the edge, on the end of one of those crosses, all those balls coming through the middle to try and tie this game up. While Atlanta is going to keep trying to get balls early and often to that front 3 to take advantage of any of those fullbacks overlapping for Charleston to create a 3-on-3 scenario at the back.
I think this is why Mike Anhauser was telling us earlier this week. It's about the clinical finishing in front of goal. And again, the chances that Charleston have created have been really strong, and they've been really putting some pressure at times on Ben Lungard. Mo Djama's had to make some pretty important clearances as well. Djama, I should say. And despite that, still nothing yet, but Charleston's feel like it's coming. Just about when. And of course, Atlanta United 2 certainly have enough to hurt you on the counterattack. We've seen it, and obviously the Jope goal shows the quality in their 11 as well. And add that all up, and it's been a fun first 31 minutes, I have to say.
It has been. And you know, it's fun as well. Even though we don't have the crowds roaring and so on, I love to hear the talking on the sidelines from the coaches and the players. It just really is so intense out there on the field and for the coaching staff.
Another physical battle there. Charleston trying to get away with that. That was certainly a shirt pull there.
Immediate yellow card. And it's going to be the number 16, Will Riley.
One normally follows the other when it's that blatant, and it is Riley.
Sean, you don't want to see people getting yellow cards in the middle of the park like that. Enough cover at the back. Will Riley had no right to tug his shoot right in front of the referee. Now he's in the books. His challenges have to be toned down now for the rest of the game. For a challenge, he didn't have to put in.
Now a player aside in that specific predicament, it was Daly who really showed his skill to get away initially, and this is about as blatant as a shirt pull.
Riley should have just let him go. Should have just let him go. There was Morales, the young defender who just came in, who put in a great challenge there, and just Will Riley, just lack of focus, gets himself a yellow card and now puts himself under pressure.
You mapped it out well. The cover was certainly there from the 16-year-old defender, but it was too little too late. Or I should say, the challenge had already been made on the shirt pull. Here's Lewis off a turnover. You to aim at for Charleston, essentially in the penalty area. Lewis instead settles for a corner on the far side. As Riley was there defensively, was deflected, I believe, last off of him. Another chance for the battery here to
yellow card issued to Atlanta.
Look for an equalizer, I should say.
Will Riley.
Now, last time, Zico Lewis had great service going into Kelly at the first post. Let's see what he decides on this. 2 hands up. Let's see what this means. This time it's at the back post.
Looking for Sicero, who got up first. Sicero says It was last off Atlanta 2, and to his dismay, it's been given as a goal kick.
I think Cicero has a case in the court in this one. Good floater over to the back post, and looks like the Atlanta defender got his head to it. But in the end, goal kick.
Maybe a bit of a break there for the roadside. Chance to clear their lines here as Charleston continue to heap a ton of pressure on a young Atlanta 2 team. Bosch T putting some pressure on Charleston's back line and winning a throw-in on this near side.
Well, good pressure on the fullback, not allowing them hard to settle or pass the ball back to his keeper. In the end, means a possession for Atlanta, which they quickly turn over, by the way.
One back, Van Shake. It's a lovely searching ball centrally towards the penalty area. Kelly's there for Lewis if he wants him. He waits for it. It's a lovely layoff here. Piggott goes down. Referee thought about it. And he's pointing it to the penalty spot here. The Atlanta United 2 players are not convinced here. Well, the question is, was this inside the penalty area? I think is why Piggott's a little disappointed. It's been given outside of the penalty area. Here's another look at this challenge. And oh my goodness.
If it's on the line, it is a penalty. Let's see. There's the challenge.
Oh, you know what?
Call by
the referee's got this spot on. Fantastic job by John Motto here.
John Motto, if you want to know who he is, spot on call.
It was the angle for us, I think, initially that
Yeah.
had us asking questions, but the referee was spot on as he's been for this match in its entirety so far. Fantastic call by the center referee and a big chance here for Charleston.
Now, Zico Lewis is standing behind this ball, but it looks like Mr. Crawford, number 6, is in the front of the line. This is the angle for the right footer. Let's see if it's Crawford or Lewis. Should be Crawford here.
It is Crawford. It's deflected. Still not quite cleared. Cicero in there for Charleston. Atlanta to smuggle it away. Only as far as Nemhard. Crawford again. And a poor, or I should say, poorly timed deflection. As Charleston could have been in there. And then instead Jope gives it back.
What a recovery from Nemhard, though. Ball given away. Jope had a chance to pass it, but the Nemhard sort of nudged him, and that's why the pass was inaccurate. Great bit of defending by the left back.
Van Shake. Cicero, who again snatched a point when these two last met in the 90+4th minute. Here's Nemhard. Cicero, he's got a little bit of space to work with. Instead finds a teammate. And circled back around to Nemhard. Here's Lewis.
You have Amir Bashti all the way down in the corner defending. That's good for Charleston, bad for Atlanta.
Crawford. Lewis finds Nemhard, is kind of circling it around on this near side. Crawford has some area here to cross it into the penalty area. Big chance, and it was mishit, I think, and then cleared out for a corner on the near side as Cicero nearly set up a chance to level it up.
Well, Robbie Crawford, great bit of service on this left-hand side. Charleston just couldn't finish the end result.
Corner kick played in. Falls here for Bolt. Plays it back, and it took a deflection, but the goalkeeper is there. Ben Lungard leapt highest to get it.
Well, to be honest, Bolt did not look too convincing trying to swing that ball back in. And look at this service here.
Well, Jope is on it here for Atlanta 2. I think he tried to win a corner kick there. Instead, Van Shake cleaned things up defensively.
Well, great defending by Van Shake and a sort of a loose dribble by Jope.
Oh, look at this from Boschti to keep it alive for Atlanta 2. It could be a big chance, and the volley is over from Coleman Gannon. And Atlanta United 2 nearly scored a second sensational goal.
Do not blink. They have playmakers everywhere. Here's Bashi with a low-driven cross. And Gannon just trying to side-foot it. There it is, the volley. Hit the shin guards and went over bar, but what an effort. Amir Bashti taking route number 1 with a great low cross for the diminutive Gannon.
Well, Amir Boschti deserves all the credit in the world for not giving up on that play. And then I think Mackie Jope was thinking, all right, don't one-up me here. I thought I had the goal of the match so far. And Coleman Gannon nearly said, hold my beer. What a fantastic strike. Just couldn't put it on target. What a fantastic first half this has been. Both teams have really been up for it. Here's Crawford. What about sizing it up? This is bold. First time ball into the penalty area. Oh, it almost fell for a big chance. And Nick Daly couldn't quite corral it. Still not cleared, though. Back in by Nemhard. It could fall for a big chance here. And it's in, but it's offside. And once again, Romario Piggott is denied.
Romario Piggott is asking, what do I have to do to get on the score sheet? Has had a couple strikes so far in this game. Coach Anhauser is not impressed. He's going to let the linesman know.
Well, if I heard it correctly, I think there's a combination of questioning the offside flag, but one or two handball appeals in the penalty area as well, neither given in favor of Charleston and Atlantic United 2 after a fantastic passage of play by the battery are let off the hook here. And then Piggott, I believe, was penalized maybe for out of frustration. And it's going Atlantic United's, excuse me, the free kick is going Atlantic United 2's way on this near side.
Just to recap that last sequence, Charleston's plan worked perfectly. They sucked them in, they released the ball out wide to bolt the cross to the last post. As we could get a replay here, looks like it might be a handball. Oof.
Oh, it's so tough to tell.
Looks like it hit the shoulder of Maru Jadama. No handball, correct, no call by the referees once again.
So close in that situation and tough to tell definitively from that angle. And again, John Maddow doesn't have the luxury of taking another look at that. And again, the offside flag went up anyway. But regardless, again, another opportunity, another example of the pressure being put on by the home side, Charleston.
Well, if you're Coach Anhauser, even though you gave up that goal so early, it was a great goal. There was nothing much your defense can do there other than try and close him down a little quicker.
Could be another chance here. Gannon, oh, he nearly hooked it up there.
Oh.
Jope, wonderful. Shot comes in, it's well over the top. Mackie Jope again showing the skill just outside the penalty area, but couldn't quite find a teammate. Or I should say the teammate couldn't quite find the target.
It's Jope on Jope here, by the way, folks. It's the number 7 Jope, the back heel to number 5 Jope, the Senegalese. And his kick over bar. But look at the flair and imagination by the forward, creating for other players. Just so contagious. And that's how you create chances in the last third, when the back four is so condensed. It's those flicks and touches that are going to open space for others. And Mackie Jope is doing a fine job influencing the game so far.
Bolt putting the pressure on that far side. Atlanta United 2 dealt with it initially, and they win a free kick. Much to the dismay of Cicero, who is not too thrilled with the decision. Play continues. Again, Mackie Jope's sensational goal in the 6th minute separates the sides. Oshti was fouled, I believe. Well, the referee had his flag. It might just be a throw-in, actually, here. Didn't wave his flag, just had it up pointing in the direction of Atlanta United 2. So it looks like this will just be a throw-in.
Well, Romario Piggott, the number 8, is a fiery player. And he is locking in here, challenging every minute behind the player, side of the player.
Oshti a little ambitious. Everyone's trying their skills from outside the penalty area tonight for Atlanta United 2.
One of those hit and hopes crosses from Bashti, but he gets it back.
And then gives it back. It was a good opportunity maybe to find Jope again. Mackie Jope. Didn't quite come off for him. Here's Nemhard for Charleston. Really good run, but the pass left a little bit to be desired.
Oof.
And referee thought about playing advantage, instead dragging it back. And I think that was Zico Lewis, who will get a bit of a talking to after that late challenge.
Just one of those challenges you want to question about the referee, Mr. Motto. Completely behind the player. Look at that. Scissors. No effort for the ball. Should have been in the books. And all players ask, like Mr. Riley, who got the yellow card for pulling the jersey, is consistency from referees. That's all they ask for before the game.
Some pressure here from Cicero, forces it all the way back to Lungard. And United 2 have to try to play this out of the back, it looks like. Sachero pushes up. Forces almost a mistake there, but it's fantastic from Job to find Boschti and Bailey's side out there.
Talk about taking pressure off of your team. Great press by Charleston, the long ball to the forward, and he just lays it off so comfortably to his on-running midfielder.
Could be another chance here right at the end of the first half for Atlanta United 2, but a great tackle, I should say. The challenge there, perfectly timed by Jay Bolt.
Jay Bolt getting his first start this season in number 2. Great sliding tackle. Here's the Battery faithful, hoping they can apply some home cooking tonight and get all 3 points. But it's going to be a long road ahead, being down a goal so early in this game.
Yeah, they got a pretty good look at the Jope goal in the 6th minute. They're hoping to get a few eyes on a couple more for their side, as there's a handball appeal in there by a couple of Atlanta United 2 players. Referee didn't even really take a look at that. He was pretty confident right away, not the right call.
The appeal was confident, but it was overruled quickly by Mr. Mato rather.
Nemhard now for Charleston in the final 20 seconds now, under that in the first 45. Could be a chance here, one-on-one. Ball floated into the penalty area. Not quite on target. Boschti poked that away. Nearly a chance for Atlanta United 2 on the other side here instead.
Indicated there will be a minimum of
It
2
is
minutes
cut out. Foul going to go Atlanta United 2's way here.
Sports medicine.
Extra time brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. 2 added minutes at the end of this very intriguing first half.
Bit of frustration by Sachero. Ball given away this time. And there's Ghana, number 26. And Sachero just threw himself on top of number 26 for the foul. Now Atlanta are going to try and see out this half after getting that fantastic goal from their number 7, Job.
Given away here, Charleston might have one last chance here at the end of this first half. The turn, though, not successful by Daly, although he was under some pressure.
Just want to see that combination between Nike Daly and Zico Lewis. So important to have that number 10 and number 9 sort of relationship. And it just seems like the young Jamaican just can't form that bond just yet with his number 10 who plays behind him.
Final few moments as things have kind of settled down at the end of this first half, but it's been well played, it's been hard fought, and a piece of magic from Mackie Jope so far separates the sides. Still maybe time for one last attack in this first half for Charleston. It's a good ball played into the penalty area for Lewis. He cuts it back, big chance! And it was blocked off the 6-yard line by Jadama yet again. Defensively for Atlanta 2 is Nicky Daly nearly found the area.
Well, we talk about the overlapping fullbacks. Jay Bolt getting a 2-on-1 with Zico Lewis.
And that's the end of the first half. Boy, Nicky Daly nearly found himself in the right spot for an equalizer, but it stays Charleston 0, Atlanta United 2-1 at the break. A fantastic opening goal by Mackie Jope, that man right there in the 6th minute of play. Could be a USL Championship Goal of the Week candidates. That separates the sides at the moment. At the half, it's Charleston 0, Atlanta United 2-1. We'll take a break, and at the half, we'll have more to come, breaking this one down, and then I know you want it. We'll get you back out for the second half as soon as possible from Charleston. It's a good one so far between the Battery and Atlanta United 2.
My dad was a Cuban refugee, and school wasn't really an option for him. He'd always encourage me and my sisters. He'd say, try different things, you know? If you want to be an artist, if you want to be a painter or musician, go for it. Because I received a South Carolina education lottery scholarship, I didn't have to worry about the bulk of my tuition. And that's priceless.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete. You're obsessed. You're in love. You're in pain. Spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity. Because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, tested, tried, trued, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long. On open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
As a child, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give back to the community. Going to college, that's the first step. And the Life Scholarship just opened up doors because you're getting additional funding while I was continuing my education. I saw that there was a need in the community, so I started mentoring students within that community. I feel satisfied when they have that aha moment. It's so cool.
Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Charleston trailing at the moment by a goal to nil against Atlanta United 2. A fantastic game so far, a lot on the line in Group H. Charleston actually had a week off leading into this game and decided to use that time for some team bonding. This is the first season for Charleston Battery at Patriots Point. When many people hear Patriots Point, they probably think of the USS Yorktown aircraft carrier that is as much an icon to Charleston Harbor as the Ravenel Bridge. After a long road stretch with the guys traveling for 3 away games in 7 days, including Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and then Charlotte, a couple of those big games obviously in the group, they got to have a little fun back home this week and spend some time at Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum, just a few steps away from the stadium. The whole team hit the flight deck of the USS Yorktown to take in the sights of Charleston Harbor, check out U.S. military aircraft from the past several decades, and kick the ball around on a different style of pitch. A couple of players tried some trick shots in practice from the observation deck down to the flight deck, and everyone enjoyed a great time. Certainly one for the memory bank for these boys, a great team event, and obviously they're trying to put that team bond and team strength out on the pitch. We'll take another quick break here. Charleston trailing by a goal to nil. More to come at the half from Charleston, South Carolina.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. George Champus from Northwestern and U.S. Soccer's Chief Medical Officer joins me. The protocols that were created in the case of the USL Championship and USL League One takes well over 50 pages to document. Describe the USL Championship's particular return to play and the role that you played in helping to craft those guidelines.
Yeah, obviously the credit goes to USL. The credit goes to USL, their owners, all the staff, really putting in the work, getting on calls multiple times a week with other leagues, but also recognizing that all the leagues can't be the same. And all recognizing that the elements are different for each of them. And I think it's important to touch on that because it's important for us to be able to create a mitigation strategy, layers of protection that our players are comfortable with, that our public are comfortable with, while respecting the virus. So USL has done a tremendous job. They've invested a lot of time and energy consulting with others to be able to put this forth. Hopefully I was a conduit and someone who provided, that medical expertise and brought everybody together. And if we can all come out of this safe and be able to show a model, not only for sport, but for public, that would be a great outcome.
Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis back here with you at the half. Charleston trailing Atlanta United 2 by 1-0 as we're getting closer and closer to the start of the second half. Very exciting game so far between these two as we take a look at some of the news and notes from around the USL Championship. Paul Dalglish resumes duties as head coach of the Miami FC. Tyler Paschert proclaims Player of the Month honors. And Martin Rennie, a little double there, named Coach of the Month. Indy's season continues in a fantastic way. And Junior Fleming's his hat trick versus New Mexico. Only the second hat trick in USL Championship this season. What a fantastic week for him. And Phoenix is starting to kind of get back on track, get back rolling again. And they look again like one of the best teams in the league. No question about that so far.
Once that front three gets going with Fleming, I think they're going, like you said, they're going to be unstoppable with goal scoring on one end.
Let's take a look at the USL Championship Team of the Week. Brooks Thompson in goal for Sporting KC2. What a story they've been so far this season. Early stages for Sporting KC2 had no points on the board. They had nothing going. Paulo Nagamura's sides turned them around. They've gotten 7 points from their last 9 available, and they're right there in the fight with Lou City, Indy 11, and of course, St. Louis as well. That's one of my favorite stories from this Team of the Week.
Like this Atlanta team we're talking about with Mr. Diop in the center forward position, the confidence of youth is unbounding. These people do not know when to stop. They just play one way, and they don't care what the score is, and they end up performing.
This is why tonight's game means so much to both of these teams. Again, we mentioned the 2 games in hand for Charleston Battery, but again, the points on the board really matter. If it holds up, Atlanta United 2 will be level on points. You mentioned Tampa Bay. You've had a lot of chances to look at them this year. They've been phenomenal. 17 points. And, of course, the Miami FC. Only 3 games played so far, but they'll still have a chance to possibly get back into this race. But it's that game tonight that we have that really could be a big pace setter moving forward, and a lot of big games coming up on the USL Championship schedule. Lou City plays Sporting KC2 yet again. That's a big game. Also, Philadelphia Union 2 against Hartford Athletic, with Hartford kind of trying to run away with that group. It's going to be interesting to see how those games play out.
Correct. The Lou City Sporting Kansas City is going to be an excellent game. Sporting scalped them last time. It's going to be interesting how they match up now.
Some of the scores at the moment, some of these are from the past couple of days. Again, Atlanta United 2 dropping to Tampa Bay Rowdies 2-0. Indy 11 trying to hold on right now against Pittsburgh. That'd be a crucial 3 points for them. And how about Loudoun going to Montclair State and beating New York Red Bulls 2? Big win for Lou City as well. That was big as well for them to get back on track as these games continue to mean more and more as the USL Championship continues to move on. The Charleston Battery faithful are getting ready for the second half. We'll take a break. They won't have to wait too much longer when we come back. Highlights, stats, and then the second half between Charleston and Atlanta United 2.
I remember when I was a little girl and maybe I had a tough day at school. I'd go up the stairs to my room and turn on some music because I knew that the music would make me feel a certain way. And with the help of my life scholarship, I was able to major in music performance and bring that healing quality to others. And I get to help them find whatever it is that they're looking for. I get to be a part of that.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, an open highway completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
As a child, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give back to the community. Going to college, that's the first step. And the Life Scholarship just opened up doors because you're getting additional funding while I was continuing my education. I saw that there was a need in the community, so I started mentoring students within that community. I feel satisfied when they have that aha moment. It's so cool.
Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis back here with you. Charleston and Atlanta United 2 getting set. What should be a really intriguing second half. So far, Atlanta United 2 leading by 1-0 as we take a look at the first half highlights from this one. And it started off with a bang, Ryan, as it was Mackie Jop after some early pressure. Before that, Atlanta United's pressure in the early going created a couple of chances, and last-ditch tackle there from Bolt ended up being pretty crucial, at least early on.
But look at Job's versatility, though. Job goes outside and just swings one in, puts pressure on the defense. So look at Gannon. Not much to do here. Finds his big center forward, and just puts his laces through it. It skims across the grass, and just like that, it's 1-0 Atlanta. They didn't read the script. They didn't realize they had to come in here and just roll over. They take the lead and put pressure on the home team. Atlanta using their passing skills, again finding another Job this time, the number 5, the center midfielder. He skies this one over the bar, but again, Atlanta asking questions in the last third. Here's Zico Lewis, little number 10, always busy, lays one off with the number 6 Crawford. It gets a deflection. Here's Romario Pigat, just scuffs the shot at the end. What a chance to equalize. In the end, easy save for Phil Breno. Sorry, it was Lungard. Across this time, and number 26, Gannon again, the volley over the bar. Now look at these shots, 9 shots for Charleston, but only 2 on target. And 7 of those 9 shots were inside the box. We talked about converting chances for Charleston at the beginning of the game. That's what makes or breaks a side on getting on the score sheet. Atlanta, on the other hand, had 7 shots as well. One of those shots, an incredible strike by Job, puts them in the driver's seat, being the away team coming into Charleston.
It certainly was a back and forth first half, a physical first half as well. Booking for each side as well. Got to keep an eye on that one as things move forward as well. Certainly both teams understand how important this game is. Charleston sitting on 8 points in that second playoff spot if the season were to end today. Atlanta United 2, 5 points overall. And they're 3 points back, trying to catch, at least on the point side of things, the Charleston Batteries. It looks like the home side are getting set to make a substitution at halftime. A.J. Patterson looks set to come on for the home side, as it looks like Mike Anhauser's bunch is going to make a change. Looks like it's going to be the same 11 for Atlanta United 2. They're all out there. They're all ready to go for this second half, where Mackie Job really stole the show for the boys in white. As you see there,
I'm thinking maybe for Nemhart. Let's see.
Substitution for Charleston Battery in the 45th minute. Number 20, A.J. Patterson replaces number 12, Deshaun Nemhard.
And Ryan, you're spot on. It is Nemhard who makes way for A.J. Patterson, and he'll be out there on that far left side.
A.J. Patterson, a Grenadian international, plays in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers and the Caribbean Cup. He also has started 3 games already this season, just coming off the bench this time. But he's a very capable left back for this Charleston team.
At times, Nemhard had a really strong first half. Hopefully we can only speculate. Hopefully he's okay, obviously. Might have just been tactical as well. So see how Patterson gets on as the second half gets underway here.
Well, Gannon trying to shield the ball, but he never had control of the ball. So the referee Mato, calling a foul on the young number 26. Yeah, Nemhard got forward really well in the first half. Just talk about the amount of workload the fullbacks have with this Charleston system. Could be a matter of fatigue. Could be a Zico Lewis left footer curling into the keeper. That's probably the scenario here, putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Nope, it's Crawford with a waist swing out.
Good ball in from Crawford, and the header was down, but it's well wide in the end. Is Leland Archer, number 5, was the target. Lungard in the end able to watch it go out for a goal kick. What a good service by Bobby Crawford, who's been dangerous from set pieces tonight so far for the Battery.
Well, Crawford from Scotland is a pass master. Had a great run with the Glasgow Rangers. Ooh, and came into USL and is putting on a great showing with his passing ability.
A crunching tackle from Q Daly. It's normally the other way around, the defender giving the attacker a crunching tackle. It's roles reversed here a little bit. It's going to be a free kick for Atlanta, too.
Wow. But you want that as a coach. You want your forward to implement that sort of force on defenders, especially playing a high press. Let the defenders know that you're there. And also, it's sort of contagious. It ripples through the team if the forward is pressing like that.
Certainly showed his aggression there. And again, Dama's not just a guy out there. He's a pretty strong fella.
He is.
Nick Daly showed him he's ready for the fight.
If Van Schaik is the rock for Charleston, I would say Moja Dama is the rock for this Atlanta team.
He's had a couple of big, crucial last-ditch interventions for Atlanta, too, to deny a couple of Charleston battery opportunities in the first half. And he's definitely come up trumps defensively.
But not only defensively, on the ball as well. He has, I think he's like third in passing in the USL, Jadama. Excellent pass of the ball out to the back.
Case in point, right there, just couldn't control it. There was Gannon. Chance here for Charleston going the other way. Cicero nearly got onto it. Another good challenge back there and almost fully cleared. Now Lewis from Cicero could create an opportunity here. It's Lewis trying to curl one. It was a lovely effort, but couldn't quite put it on target. And that's what Zico Lewis brings to the table for Charleston.
He's so calm in the last third. A lot of people, a lot of bodies around him. Takes his time, looks up, sees the last post, and just tries to bend it in, a la Aaron Robin for Bayern Munich years back. Well, Zico Lewis, named after the famous Brazilian number 10, Zico, from the 1982 World Cup and 1986 World Cup. Yes, I'm showing off my age. But talk about pedigree. He was an amazing playmaker and number 10 for the Brazilian national team and a living legend.
I was just going to say, you're talking about two of the best international sides of all time, especially that 82 Brazil international side.
Greatest World Cup team never to win it that year, that Brazil 82 team. Now, as a nation never to win the World Cup, definitely Netherlands. Best team never to win a World Cup. But that side, one team to never win a World Cup, was that Brazil 1982 team. Flawless. Lost a Paolo Rossi hat-trick to the eventual champions, Italy, in 1982.
More pressure here from Charleston. There's Lungard trying to alleviate that pressure. It was Jope again showing his height and leaping ability to hold up the play there for initially Bashti on that far side. Now it's all the way over onto this near side for Caleb Wiley, now played back. Jadama back to Lungard as Charleston now press forward a little bit more. Crawford forcing it back. This could be a little dangerous here for Atlanta United too, and it's forced out of play for a throw-in.
We talked about Nicky Daly putting that crunching tackle on Mojadama. Look at this Charleston team now. They're busy, they're pressing, causing all sort of worries for this Atlanta team.
Crawford again. Oh, a rare miscue there from Robbie Crawford. It could lead to an Atlanta 2 chance here. Jope into the penalty area. Still Jope. And he could have possibly had Coleman Gannon with him. Instead, though, Jope does win a corner.
Well, if it's one person you want to keep up with, Mr. Jope, it's Leland Archer, the Trinidadian center-back. Amir Bashi sends Jope on his way, and here's the number 5. Keeps up with him, uses his body, bounces him off, and the trouble is snuffed out. Just a quick note on Leland Archer. Came out of the College of Charleston, where he was a leader, had to buy his time to get into this Charleston lineup. And now after 2 seasons is one of those leaders at the back line, sort of orchestrating the troops back there with Van Schaik.
Now a chance for Atlanta United too to create something from a set piece. It's a good ball in here. The header is free at the back post. Second opportunity is in. Atlanta United 2 are 2-0 up. And it's the new signing, Efrain Morales, the 16-year-old, who comes on and scores. Incredible.
Well, Sean, we talked about it. They didn't read the script. They didn't read the notes before the match. They were supposed to come in here and go over to Charleston. The header by Jadama, the follow-up by Morales. The 2 center-backs in there causing havoc. And Atlanta United 2, the unlikely Visitors take a 2-0 lead.
Morales wasn't even on the team earlier this week, and now he's put his side 2-0 up in the 52nd minute. A remarkable turn of events here, and it's a debut goal for Efrain Morales. Incredible. As on the other side here, it goes out for a goal kick, and it's just about being in the right place at the right time, and the 16-year-old has doubled the delight for Atlanta United 2.
Well, that's why they play the game. Everybody before the game thought Charleston would take this game by the scruff. They have possession-wise, but so far a fantastic strike by Job, and now a header and then a follow-up by the 16-year-old Morales to put this visiting team up 2-0. And here's Zico Lewis trying to respond.
Good tackle out of play there, and Morales was the first player, mentioned it earlier, to sign from the Academy's inaugural U12 team, then moved up through the under 14s, under 15s, and kept moving up. Every time he got to a certain point, they saw his talent and kept pushing him forward, and he got called up to the U.S. Soccer Developmental Academy's under 17 team at age 15. Was going to play in the U17 World Cup again this summer. Didn't work out for him. Carlos Bocanegra, the vice president technical director at Atlanta United, just preached how great he's been with his development, but also playing the style that Atlanta United want to play at all levels of the club. And he joined the academy in its inaugural season in 2016-17. For the under-12s, he scored 4 goals in 22 appearances. And now he scores his first USL Championship goal on debut for Coach Anand's side. And I don't think you can tell from there, but he's got to be smiling on the inside.
That is one decorated 16-year-old, I tell you.
He's checked off a lot of boxes now, hasn't he?
At 16 years old, I was going to the mall, all right, trying to hang out. This guy's playing a USL 1 game and scores. Wow.
Incredible. How did Charleston come back? Still a lot of time left, but Atlanta United too have kind of scored at the right times. Early in the first half, early in the second half, and they've had a 2-goal lead for Charleston to try to chop down here in this second half.
Well, this is one man that needs to get on the ball, Angelo Kelly, the number 21. He's that orchestrator in the midfield for Charleston. Need to get him involved. Let him dictate the flow of this game. Get everyone on the ball involved. Get everyone a touch of the ball. Get Charleston's confidence back.
Feels like it could take just one moment for Charleston to get back into this game. Is this that moment? Nearly. As Bolt put it into the penalty area, nearly a chance there. Comes back in and it's cleared off the 6-yard line.
Well, they give Jay Bolt a little bit of daylight, and that's all he needed.
Atlanta United too nearly hit back on the counterattack there. Couldn't quite put the passes together in midfield, and Van Schaik will regroup for Charleston at the back.
Wow. You cannot blink in this game. Yet another chance created by Jay Bolt. Charleston trying to settle down. Atlanta, you're always most vulnerable when you just scored. They're trying to settle back into the game.
Sachero tried to control it, lost it in possession. Here comes Atlanta United too. It's Gannon on this near side. Bolt backtracking for Charleston. Trying to find, I think that was Riley. Couldn't quite spin out of the challenge. I played forward looking for Daly. Daly gets onto it and wins his side of court. Did really well there, McHugh Daly. And a chance again for Battery to create a chance off a set piece.
Very encouraging for Coach Anhauser. Just look at the mentality and the attitude of Nico Daly. Just was forced to the sidelines, used whatever bit of space he had to force that corner kick and to chase that ball down to the corner flag. And Zico Lewis with the breeze going against him.
Whips it in towards the back post, just too far out in front. I think it might have been Archer who made the run in behind there from the back line, and it was out of his reach.
Now you see that sort of play from Nico Daly, and then you get an ulcer after your number 10 gets a corner kick and sends it over the crossbar for a goal kick. That's the life of a coach in soccer.
Especially someone as talented as Lewis, you'd expect that to
correct.
Be spot on from him. It normally is.
You put 8 of your best players in the box queuing up for the cross, and then only to have the corner kicker kick it over bar.
I might have mentioned it, or sorry, you did mention it. Might have been the wind that had a little bit to do with that, but Not quite on target. Gannon trying to win it back. Angelo Kelly gets onto this for Charleston. It's a lovely touch there into the penalty area. Cicero is in and scores. Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful attacking play from Charleston, and they have one back. It's the man who leveled it up late the last time these two got together. Mano Cicero gives life to Charleston.
Well, one of the best prospects in the game, Cicero, comes in and makes his spark. It's Mr. Piggott. Hasn't gotten a goal, but he supplies a goal this time. Lovely assist. Cicero coming in on his left foot, tucks it away. And Ben Lungard doesn't have any chance. And guess what? It is 2-1. Game on. Charleston, the home team, are on the board.
You could see the reaction there from Cicero. He thought exactly what you were thinking. And I think game on again in Charleston. Steedman's going to make way here, it looks like, for Atlanta United 2 just after the goal went in. So Atlanta United 2 do make a change right after they concede here. And it looks like it is Boubacar NJ who is on now for Atlanta United 2. There he is.
Well, looks like Atlanta United 2 have brought some reinforcements up top. Sorry, on this right-hand side to try and slow down this Charleston team.
Boubacar NJ in. Again, just to confirm, Daniel Steedman makes way. And now we see how Charleston, can they continue to push forward here? They've got the one back. Into the penalty area. Oh, it's wonderful. It's a lovely turn. And in the blink of an eye, Zico Lewis makes it 2-2 from 2-0 down. Goodness gracious.
Wow. Is everyone catching their breath from the first goal? Zico Lewis, with a Bearcamp style, just turns around his defender embarrassingly and just tucks it past the keeper. That's the kind of skill we're getting used to this USL 1 league. Look at the ball in from Angelo Kelly, and look at the turn. Just puts Jadama on his back. Look at that turn from the number 10. Just beautiful, and just tucks it past Ben Lungard. All of a sudden, in the space of 60 seconds, this game goes from 2-0 to 2-2. And it's all to play for now in the last 30 minutes of this game.
Third goal of the season for Lewis. Coach Anhauser told us he's got to finish off the chances he creates. He did it that time, and in the blink of an eye, Atlanta United 2 goes from the driver's seat to level pegging. Charleston Battery have pulled it back before anybody even realized they were down by 2.
We mentioned Angelo Kelly having to get on the ball. There he did. Got a little bit of daylight, saw Zico Lewis, put it on his foot, and the turn was just sublime.
Here come Atlanta again here. It's Gannon into the penalty area. Trying to find his teammate Bashti. Does really well. Bashti blocked. And it looks like the referee might have seen a foul there against Bashti, I believe, and it's going to go the other way.
The only thing I could think of was a high kick, but hindsight is 20/20. Gannon cuts inside beautifully.
In the meantime, another change here. Jay Bold has had a fantastic hour of play here for Charleston. He will make way here for Battery. And Kyle Nelson, a player that you were mentioning to me before we got on the air, a player that can certainly make an impact off the bench for Charleston Battery.
Only started 3 games this season, but Kyle Nelson, first in interceptions, first in tackles, second in clearances on this team. We talk about a high-impact defender coming into the game for Charleston Battery. So 2 defensive reinforcements for Coach Anhauser.
Here they come again. Nelson, who just came on, puts it in. And in the end, it's cleared just off the 6-yard line as Charleston continue to heap on some of the pressure.
Well, Anhauser talked about his fullbacks overlapping. They've overlapped all game long, and as a result, he has replaced both of them. Nelson coming in on the right this time for Jay Bolt.
And Kelly was there. Crawford tried to keep possession, did it successfully. Kelly again floats it into the penalty area, this time easy for Ben Lungard. Charleston Battery has an entire new line of merchandise from their new era, for their new era here, I should say, at Patriots Point. Go to shop.charlestonbattery.com for the latest jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more. Well, the fan base not only happy about the shop being open, but they're also happy that their team have fought back in this one. Felt like just a few moments ago, Brian, we were talking about how are they going to get back into this game. Atlanta United 2 had scored at such 2 crucial points in the game. Before we know it, it's 2-2, and we still got just under half an hour to play, and it's all Charleston now. Here they come again.
They have all the momentum now, Sean.
Big opportunity there, but it was brought back for a free kick. As it looks like Jake Gurr, we haven't seen a ton from in the second half after showing some good signs in the first half. He brings down Charleston Battery player and booked for his troubles on top of that.
Well, it looks like it was the overlapping left back again for Charleston getting around. I think Gurr just after he was dribbled. Here it was again. It was Piggott this time. Gets past his man. Gurr uses 2 hands to stretch out and puts the referee under a lot of pressure as soon as Piggott went down.
Well, what's going to happen next in this game? Big chance here now for Charleston, who were 2-0 down about 5 or 6 minutes ago. They're now level at 2-2, looking to take the lead.
Crawford took a peek at Patterson right on top of the box. Here he is.
Chance, the shot comes in, but it's blocked. It was a great set-up play there. Patterson was the target, but Atlanta United 2 just able to block it away. Not quite cleared, though. Nelson on this near side has acres of space to run into here for Charleston. Nelson tried to square it. It was blocked. He's still trying to chase it down. It's out for a throw-in. Nelson nearly found a teammate, but it was blocked away.
Well, Nelson doing a great job using the real estate that was in front of him, getting right into the box. But great bit of covering by Mojadama at the end. And in the end, great defending as well, winning the throw while trying to clear the ball.
Mike Anhauser's side, we talked about it. When they went 1-0 down and when they went 2-0 down, they never stopped playing. They kept on going. And they have reaped part of the rewards, at least. They've gotten it back to 2-2, and they want more here, knowing how important this game is in Group H of the USL Championship. More pressure from Battery, as Nelson did well to shepherd that out. It is a throw-in for the home side. They're going to at least want to take it quickly. Nobody initially was open. It's thrown into the penalty area. Daly does really well. Nikhil Daly, he's initially gone down. He got right back up, and in the end, it's going to be a free kick going Atlanta United 2's way as they can alleviate some of the pressure. Daly nearly carved them up on this near side.
Well, it started off with a great throw and a great turn, eventually by Daly, but as soon as he left his feet, his touch was a little bit heavy. As soon as he left his feet to win it back, the referee adjudged him for a foul. Love the intensity by the young Jamaican. It's that sort of tackle that he put on Mojadama that set the tone for this Charleston team to sort of claw their way back into this game.
Lewis, who scored a fantastic equalizer just moments ago. Atlanta United 2 do win it back here. How wonderful from Jope initially. It's won back by Leland Archer. Zico Lewis, who now has 3 goals this season for Charleston to lead the side.
Well, Sean, I can safely say that this game is running a fever. It is picked up. It is intense. Charleston are back in the game. And now Atlanta are the ones asking themselves, where is the help going to come from?
And the beauty of it is we still have 25 minutes plus to go to see if we can see who's going to win this one. Plenty of time for things to change one way or the other as the drama in the USL Championship keeps on delivering. Here come Atlanta United 2. Gannon. Ball fired into the penalty area. Jope scored the first goal of the match. Seems like a long time ago. He's able to find a big chance here. The ball was played in well by Gurr. Deflected out for a corner after Jope did marvelously well on the far side.
Well, Jack Gurr is lethal on that right-hand side. Leads his teams with chances created with 13. Created another chance there. That'll be number 14 for the year for him. And he is just deadly on those crosses. And here he is going across to take a corner kick now. You can expect high quality from his deliveries.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. It doesn't matter what happens in the game. Atlanta United 2 are still going to keep on going forward. It's in their nature. Nearly found Morales, who scored earlier. And Charleston are able to clear their lines.
Well, Zico Lewis getting a bit of the nerves there. As soon as the ball hit his cleats, he cleared it out.
Could this lead to a Charleston chance? Oh, nearly a chance there for Daly. It's not quite cleared, though. Archer runs onto it. Crawford's in the area. A step over. A shot! And it's wide.
Looks like it was Romario Pigot trying to clean up. Yes, it was. Number 8. Good run by Daly. The ball came free, and the number 8 trying to get his first goal. We talked about his shot attempts at the beginning of the game. Not afraid to have a crack. And the Panamanian just spliced this one wide.
He had one saved off the line by Lundgaard in the first half. He was denied by an offside flag earlier in the game as well, Pigot. And this time just couldn't quite hit the target after a fantastic run forward that was nearly set up by Nikhil Daly. Boy, good luck guessing what's going to happen next in this game.
Well, you love the style of Atlanta. They're going to play their game, but as Charleston press and grow in confidence, it seems harder for the Atlanta team to get out of their own half right now. And Angelo Kelly is getting more involved. Looks like Crawford tried to play it quickly, but Kelly's still on the ground, so Ref Mato has other ideas.
Ball played into the penalty area, and it's flicked out of harm's way, at least for now. Throw in for Charleston on the near side.
Oh, Nelson is deadly on those throws.
And it comes, and Atlanta United 2 just able to clear it away. Maybe a chance to break things up, but a great tackle there stops them in their tracks as Kelly got a foot in.
Referee unimpressed with the amount of room that Najee decided to throw the ball from.
Atlanta United 2 has not beaten Charleston Battery this season. They were 2-0 up earlier in the second half. It's now 2-2, but both teams look just as likely to score the odd fifth. That could end up being massive in this Group H. Again, Charleston are 3 points ahead of Atlanta United. It could be certainly, again, it's a 6-pointer, so whoever wins this one, Charleston will be 6 points clear. It'll be level if Atlanta United can find it, or it's as you were if it stays as it is right now. Some pressure there from Boschti initially. It's cleared. Here comes Charleston again. Cicero, who started the comeback. Lovely back heel to Crawford, but a great challenge there.
It was 15-year-old Caleb Riley reading the back pass. And a great sliding tackle. Just couldn't pick out Gannon, trying to thread the needle on that pass there.
We've seen a great mix of experience, talent, youth talent. Just talent from both teams has been on full display. We've seen some great goals, obviously a comeback as well from Charleston.
Just looking at the link-up play between Kelly and Crawford now in the center circle. Just shows that Charleston are in good standing when those two are getting on the ball. So influential in dictating the play. And here's Pigot.
Gets stopped there. You can download the Charleston Battery app to cast your vote for tonight's Man of the Match. Boy, plenty to choose from Charleston tonight. You can go to the app right now and cast your vote. And good luck, because you got a lot to choose from Mike Anhauser's side tonight.
Yeah, you know, number 10 comes to my mind, Zico Lewis, with just one of the turns of the century, putting Mojo Dama on his back to tuck it past the keeper.
Cicero's goal as well, fantastic.
Chinchero, the young prospect, just making a hard finish look so easy. So, Angelo Kelly with a beautiful pass into Zico Lewis to get the second goal.
And if things had gone his way, Mario Pigot could have been in that conversation as well. He had a couple of huge chances, got unlucky with the offside flag. And
he had the assist to Chinchero as well.
Absolutely. He's had a fantastic game as well for Charleston. Daly was the target that time. It was cleared away. Only as far as Piggott, who's trying to weasel his way in. Big chance here. Daly on the doorstep, couldn't quite find it. It was right there in front of him, but it was cleared away at the vital moment. Archer trying to keep things alive. Kelly whips it back out wide. Back into the penalty area, and it's headed away.
Well, as soon as you mention Romario Piggott, he's the one that caused problems again on that sequence. Just whipping that ball in.
That took a deflection. It's a corner. Crawford got maybe a little fortunate there, but it definitely took a deflection. And it's a corner kick here for Charleston Battery. Crawford will run over to take this with just under 18 minutes plus stoppage time to go in what's been an epic Group H tilt. Crawford has been so good with set pieces tonight. Whips it in near post, the flick on, and it's cleared back out near the corner flag. Corner again.
They get to reset a whole new do-over here.
Crawford sends it back in, tries the far post this time. I think that was Ostu who got there defensively to head that out. Crawford again, it's wonderful! Oh, and it's a sitter. Missed in front of the goal, and Daly was offside anyway.
But what a peach of a cross by Crawford.
Plate by Crawford.
Just took his time, got a second crack at it, put it right into the mixer. Nicky Daly coming in the 6-yard area, puts it wide. But the number 11 was in an offside position. He wouldn't have counted.
And now we get to take a deep breath here with a second half hydro break in Charleston, South Carolina. Boy, the fans here at Patriots Point Soccer Complex have been treated to a good one tonight. If you're just tuning in and you stopped at halftime, you've missed a lot. Atlanta United 2 had the lead at the half. Jope with a fantastic goal to get the Atlanta United 2 roadside in front, but the fight back since they were 2-0 down has been fantastic from Battery.
Well, Piggott picking the ball up on the top of the 18-yard box, finds Sincero. Here he is, turns lovely, slips it in. Sincero turns his man inside out, and look at the finish at the far post. Mojo Dama was the one again. Now here's Angelo Kelly on the ball. Look at this turn, folks. Puts Jadama on his back and rolls the ball past the keeper. Yes, his name is Zico Lewis, and it's 2-2. What a comeback by Charleston, and they have taken control in the last 25 minutes, the home team. And here comes getting some high fives as Piggott and Daly seem to be making their way to the bench as the young Dante Marini, the number 19, comes in. So speed, quick left footer, number 19. And let's see who else is coming back in. 2 players out so far for Charleston, and we've seen only 1 come in so far.
Interesting to see, again, Charleston certainly going for this. They want more fresh pace, fresh legs and pace, I should say, on the pitch. Coming out of this hydro break, and it looks like, again, Piggott off along with Daly. And so far, Dante Marini on as we restart here.
Oh,
nearly over the top there. Was a chance. The second change is Arthur Asua, who's on for Charleston Battery, the number 9 who just got a chance up there.
I love the change. They like to come down the sides, even though they got goals through the middle. But what a target to have, that big number 9, Botswa, in that box, coming down the stretch here, last 15 minutes. Somebody for Sincero to play off of, and Zico Lewis. Here he is.
Asua. This communication with Sincero. And it's out for an Atlanta United 2 throw.
You can tell he just came into the game, just couldn't get into the rhythm. Thought Sincero was going up the line. Instead, Sincero came in, and the ball went astray.
Basua again does well to get on the ball. Sizing things up as he goes towards the corner flag. He's able to find a teammate here. It falls for Lewis.
Oh.
Lewis back in. It's a good idea. Trying to find Dante Marini. Just out of his reach, and it's a goal kick.
But the audacity by Zico Lewis to play the ball through the defender's legs.
And it looks like Atlanta United 2 are going to make a change here as well. Adulai Diop is going to make way here. He's had a solid game for Atlanta 2. Looks like a couple of changes are going to be made here as Ajani Fortune will come on. Actually, this might be a bit of a line change here. Lamine Jane is also on, and Gannon is the third. So 3. Bashti, Gannon, and Diop have made way here for Atlanta United 2. Philip Goodrum is also going to come on. So Goodrum for Bashti there is confirmed at the top for Atlanta United 2. Goodrum's had a really strong season so far, can certainly create something for the road side.
Yeah, Philip Goodrum, 2 assists this season so far. Hence the reason he's thrown into the mix. A lot of midfield shake-up right there, with Najee coming out to the side, on the left-hand side where Gannon was.
Again, John A on there as well for
Here's Goodman.
Atlanta United 2. There's Goodrum, getting set to possibly make an impact here. You never know. There's plenty of time for him to possibly put his imprint on this game. Chance for Atlanta United 2 there, and it's getting a little ambitious from outside the penalty area. And it's a goal kick, but he's trying to grow into the game there. John A with his first touch. See, Coleman Gannon was the man he replaced.
Well, it's that time of the game. Both coaches going for it. Only 12 minutes to go. And what a 12 minutes is going to be. The beauty of the 5 subs mean there are a lot of fresh legs out there. Still a lot of hustle and creativity to go. And Kelly, who's been orchestrating in the second half, finds the overlapping left back.
And if my math is right, I believe Atlanta United 2 has just used their last 3 substitutions. They've got 5 now, and they've used them all.
Oh, look at the read that was by number 14, Van Schaik.
And Schaik now finds Lewis. Lewis into the penalty area. Zico Lewis, and it might have taken a deflection. It did. It's out for a goal, a corner kick, pardon me, on the near side. Zico Lewis had a big chance there and saw the whites of Ben Lungard's eyes.
Well, not only interception, but the pass by Van Schaik sets up Lewis, but the diving tackle by Jadama, a goal-saving tackle, creates a corner, but it keeps his scores level.
Crawford will take this corner on the near side. Near post, and it's easily cleared as I believe that was actually Crawford. Couldn't quite get a touch on that. Or I should say Nelson from Crawford, pardon me.
Johnny just showing off his strength and screening off Van Schaik. Oh, great stuff by Caleb Riley.
Good touch by John A there as well, but it's picked off here by Marini. A good touch back to Marini here. One to aim at in the penalty area for Marini. He slows up, tries to find that man in the penalty area. It was Basua, but it was cleared away easily. Numbers were in Atlanta United 2's favor, and there's a player down. It's Sachero for Charleston.
Would love to see that again. As Marini was in on goal, Sinchero went down in a heap of pain.
This stoppage of play is presented by MUSC Health Sports
But it was an incredible interchange by Charleston Battery.
This will bring head trainer Avi Weisenberger from the MUSC Health Sports Medicine team onto the pitch. Lisa Chero is okay. He went down earlier in the passage of play before the Marini chance kind of opened up. And it's good to see at least he's back on his feet here under his own strength. And a nice smile there between him and John Matto, our center referee. He's done a fantastic job patrolling this one.
Such an intense game, and to keep the lid on it is no easy feat. And Ref Matto, like you said, has done an admirable job tonight. So in case we just missed it, just to recap, Sinchero went down in a heap. Marini went down on the right-hand side, could not pick out Bosua. And I believe it's going to be a drop ball, but looks like Zico Lewis is going to do the sportsman-like thing and give it back to the Atlanta United faithful.
Just under 9 minutes to play in this seesaw affair. Atlanta United 2 were 2-0 up with 52 minutes on the clock. And then a goal, Sachero in the 57th, Lewis in the 59th, have tied this game up at 2. Jope, who scored the opener for Atlanta United 2, trying to get into the penalty area, was stood up. It's cleared out for an Atlanta United 2 throw-in just in front of the Charleston bench.
Great turn away there by Najee, away from pressure.
Played forward here, and Van Schaik does well defensively for Charleston, although it's still in play. Couldn't quite clear it. Is that a foul? Referee thought about it, took his time, gives the free kick for Atlanta United 2 in a pretty dangerous area.
Well, it looks like it was a get out of jail free card there. It was 9. Goodrum feeling the contact going over, and Ref Mato calling the foul. And I'm sure Jack Gurr is going to be walking across there to try and service this one. You also see the young number 29, Johnny Fortune, standing over the ball, but it seems to be Jack Gurr in the front of the line. There's Fortune, number 29.
Gurr or Fortune? Gurr placed it into the penalty area at the back post. Just slightly mistimed by Will Riley, and it's out for a goal kick.
Great idea. The fake by Fortune allows the defense to react, and then Gurr picks out his man at the last post, but Riley just couldn't hook it back in to that 6-yard box where all the center backs and forwards were.
Here come Atlanta United 2 yet again. It was initially NJ who tried to find some space. John A.
Have to say, Mackie Jope has been very quiet in the second half.
Ball was, well, initially, I think John A thought it was in play. So did Coach Anand for Atlanta United 2. He says the whole ball's got to be over, and I think that was the argument. It's going to go Charleston Battery's way, and I think Tony Anand might have a point there.
I think he may have a point, Sean. That seems like a piece of that ball was still on the line. But the linesman called in favor of the defensive team in that point.
Again, that one can be tough as well, but again, it's going to be the whole ball over the line. Tough to see for sure, but Tony Anand might have had a point there. Here comes Lewis. Sachero on this near side. First time ball into the penalty area. Marini was there, but couldn't quite get to it.
I love the two-footedness of Sinchero. Scored the goal with his left, now crosses the ball with the right.
Here's the ball on the line from earlier, and well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, you're on it. That was still on the line.
Still had a piece of it on it.
Bit of misfortune there for Atlanta United, too. That was a penalty appeal. Basua thought he might have had an argument there. Instead, he's got a corner kick for his side with just under 5 minutes to play.
Well, look at the back heel by the number 10. Facing away from the goal. The defense is sort of reacting, thinking he's going to pass it back out. Well, ball against the hand. That would have been a tough call. He tried to pull his hand away.
Might have been more shoulder than hand as well there.
Correct. I think Ref Mato took the air on the side of caution there.
Going to play it towards the top of the penalty area yet again here for Crawford. Better angle here. Ball played back in, but it's immediately headed away.
Great defensive sequence by Atlanta.
Van Schaik back into the mixer here. Nobody there, though, for Charleston. And Ben Lungard is easily, I should say, able to clean that up and boot it away for Atlanta United 2. What can they do with it here? Jope trying to corral it. Played onto this near side, I should say. Now here's Jope, who scored a fantastic opening goal. Jope cuts it back onto his left, goes for it again, and it's saved by the goalkeeper, Brino.
Well, you can see those long strides coming at the defender. They start to back up. He puts it on his right, cuts back on his left, and tries to unleash that cannon again across the face of the goal. But great save in the end by Phil Brino, just snuffing it out.
think he might have heard you that we hadn't said his name too much in
Yeah.
the second half. Nearly created an opportunity there to win it for his side.
Sort of ego that a star is supposed to have.
Kelly into the penalty area, and Lundgaard maybe made that look a little bit more comfortable than I thought. I thought he may have misread that for a second there, but he had it all the way.
Just want Kelly to show a little bit more patience in that spot. Charleston have a bit of a good rhythm going right now. Didn't have to just dump it into the box. But Kelly has had a good second half thus far, though.
Riley for Atlanta United. 2, trying to find a lead again. They were 2-0 up and on their way to their first points. I should say their first win of the season against Charleston. But it's still 2-2 after that miraculous 2-minute turnaround just before the hour by Charleston. Cicero was a big part of that. He has it now. Lewis was the second of the 2 goals. Here's Crawford. Able to play this out wide, a few to aim at in the penalty area, and it comes, took a deflection off a defender, and it's wide for a corner kick. Nearly a disastrous turn of events there for Atlanta United 2, but they still have a corner to defend.
Well, it's a never-ending overlapping of the wing-backs tonight for Charleston, providing all sort of problems. A.J. Patterson, this time picking out Zico Lewis, who tried to flick it on. And again, another corner to this Charleston team.
In comes the corner kick. Goalie came for it, and the header is wide from Basawa.
Well, Ben Lundgaard put all the chips into the table, and Basawa had a free header. Here it is at the back post. Lundgaard misses it, and the number 9 just inches away of getting the home team a 3-2 lead. Lundgaard could breathe a sigh of relief as Kelly has run his tires into the ground.
Charleston battery sub in the
And the exciting number 16, the Greek himself, Stavros Zarakostas. Try to say that 3 times fast, folks.
Well, maybe one last roll of the dice for Mike Anhauser's side. Stavros Zarakostas is on with just over a minute to play before stoppage time. Will there be one last twist to the tail in Charleston? Here come the battery again with Marini. Crawford sizing it up. Use it for Cicero. Into the penalty area. The header was there, but it's well off target in the end from Zarakostas, who nearly became a super sub.
Yes.
Being told extra time brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. When we get to the 90-minute mark, we're told that there's 4 added minutes waiting for us there. Still time for somebody to be the ultimate hero. Whistle's blown here before Zarakostas was able to take the throw-in. There's the confirmation of the 4 added minutes.
Just want to see the young Marini, who just not young, the veteran Marini, come get into the game. Here's A.J. Patterson.
Put it into the penalty area from Cicero. Big moment here. Lewis, surely the winner. From 2-0 down, Charleston has surely won it.
Well, remember the name Cicero, the prospect we've been yelling about all night long. He scored a goal with his left. This time from deep in the second half. Look at him, just picks out A.J. Patterson, overlapping, and just puts it inside the mixer. And there's Zico Lewis, the number 10, getting his 4th goal of the season, a double tonight. What a sequence, what a play, starting off with the prospect, the overlapping Patterson, and the finish by the number 10. Look at the relief of this Charleston battery team. They deserved it, Sean. They've been knocking on the door. They've been opening doors. The overlapping left back, and Coach Anhauser got it right. finding space on the wings, and look at the decision by Sinchero to pick out the overlapping left back.
Lewis again. Dribbling it towards the corner flag. It's getting a little physical over there as Atlanta United 2 want to get on with it here. Can Atlanta United 2 get one last chance? They've got 2 minutes to try to save themselves here. Oh, Ryan, I remember, feels like forever ago, 51st minute. The youngster Morales put Atlanta United 2-0 up. It felt like a dream moment for him, his first game, as this was a back pass there. Couldn't pick it up, the goalkeeper, Lungar, but he's able to boot it away. Atlanta United 2 felt like they were on their way to their first win over Charleston this season, but the 2 goals in 2 minutes, 57th and 59th from Sinchero and Lewis. And then in the 90+1st minute, a heartbreaker from Zico Lewis. It looks to be the winner here, unless Atlanta United 2 can find a way to really pull off a shocker at the end here.
In this sport, the most dangerous scoreline is 2-0 scoreline. As soon as Charleston got on the board, all the momentum shifted. And a well-deserved 3rd goal. Talk about quality, Sinchero. Just amazing.
Marini gets onto it here. Oh, for Charleston, lovely nutmeg there. Trying to hold on to it. It took a deflection. Atlanta United 2 get the throw, and they have just under a minute to save themselves here. 4 goals now for Zico Lewis on the season. You mentioned it, Ryan, a double tonight, and he has the winner at the moment for Charleston Battery. What a recovery if they can hold on. This offside flag is up on Mackie Jop. What a goal he had to open the scoring to this fantastic game. But in the end, it looks like he'll be overshadowed by a remarkable Charleston Battery fight back.
Zico Lewis and Mackie Jop have put on a show tonight. 1 in the first half and 1 in the second half. We've been blessed to see talent to be on display tonight, Sean. It looks like there's been some time wasting by Leland Archer, the number 5. And Ref Mato is going to put him into his yellow book.
Yellow card.
Exactly right. Archer gets us back underway with a few seconds at least of the stoppage time left. Could be a chance here. Ball squared across the penalty area. Nobody there for Charleston. Zara Costos nearly set up a 4th for Charleston. But 3 is all they need in Charleston, South Carolina. At the 51st minute mark, it looked all done and dusted for Atlanta United 2, but the fight back from 2-0 down was on from the get-go. Zico Lewis the hero, and from 2-0 down, Charleston win it by 3-2.
Well, the little number 10 did not disappoint, and Charleston rewarding their fans who came out tonight with an absolute thriller, fighting their way all the way back from 2-0 down. 3 great goals, not just goals, Sean, 3 great goals to get a much-needed 3 points and to get some separation from this Atlanta United 2 team.
What a game. Atlanta United 2 were out, guns blazing at the beginning. They were 2-0 up, but Charleston Battery fought back to win it by 3-2. We'll take a quick break, and we'll wrap things up next from Charleston.
As a child, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give back to the community. Going to college, that's the first step. And the Life Scholarship just opened up doors because you're getting additional funding while I was continuing my education. I saw that there was a need in the community, so I started mentoring students within that community. I feel satisfied when they have that aha moment. It's so cool.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, trued, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, an open highway completely secluded, Jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis back here with you. We're catching our breaths here as Charleston Battery and Atlanta United 2 gave us one of the games of the season in the USL Championship. Atlanta United 2 leave heartbroken from Charleston, South Carolina. They were 2-0 up, but Charleston Battery came back to snatch all 3 points. Here's how they did it, Ryan. It was a fantastic start for Atlanta United 2, the young team that has been really making some noise of late. It started with this fantastic goal from Mackie Jope.
Mackie Jope just sizing it up and putting all his laces through it on that big left foot, and a cannon into the corner, and it's 1-0 to the visitors. This time across to the back post, and it was Jadama with the header, and they follow through by the young Morales. The 16-year-old gets on the board, number 35. Look at the joy. But here comes Charleston in the second half. Kelly to Piggott. Finds Sincero, shakes off his man and tucks it away to get them back in the game. It starts off with Kelly. Piggott with the magic, and Sincero making it look easy. 2-1, game on. And we're in line for a thriller, Sean. Here comes Kelly back in the game again into Zico Lewis. Just spins around and tucks it away. One of the goals of the week, if not goal of the month. Look at the turn, the skill, tucks it away. We're 2-2. It's a brand new ball game. But Charleston Battery weren't done yet. The young Sincero, the prospect, picks up the overlapping AJ Patterson, the sub, controls, puts it into the mixer, and Zico Lewis, number 10, with the finish. And they ride his curtails home. 3-2, Charleston Battery make it home and dry, coming all the way back from 2-0 down in a thriller.
At the 51st minute mark, Atlanta United 2 are going to go level on points with the Charleston Battery at full time. Charleston are now 6 points clear in the Group H tables. Take a look at the full match stats. Plenty of shots, plenty of opportunities for both sides. But in the end, the fight back from Charleston, the heart they showed in the second half, was the difference in this one.
Angelo Kelly getting on the ball with Crawford, slowed the game down, and they started to pick out their passes. All 3 goals started off with Kelly getting his foot on the ball. At the beginning, he was the pass before the pass, and as a result, got 3 goals, and they're back in the game.
What a fantastic game in Charleston, South Carolina. Atlanta United 2 were off to a fantastic start in the first half. They doubled their lead in the second half. They looked like they were on their way to all 3 points. Not on Charleston's watch. Sincero got one back. Lewis leveled it moments later, and at the very end of the game, Sincero put it back into the mixer. Patterson's cross, and the finish by Lewis. For our entire crew, Ryan Davis and myself, Sean St. Jacques, saying so long from Charleston. From 2-0 down, the Battery win it.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.